John, can you hear me?
Perfect. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Thanks,
Perfect.
thanks a lot for joining, John.
I mean, thank
Um,
you for joining. I mean, yeah.
all right. So, see, John, I would have shared our website to you,
Mm-hmm.
so that would
I
give
saw
a kind of
the website.
overview of
Yeah.
what we are doing.
I had a look.
I'll
I had
just
a
keep,
look.
yeah. So, let me keep my requirements straight and clear. So,
Mm.
we have a confined set of customers back in the US.
Okay.
So we are providing a software
Mm-hmm.
to public listed companies back in the US.
Okay.
So they are listed under SEC.
Okay.
SEC.
SEC.
So yeah, so these personas, the number of companies that we are going after is 2,400 only.
Okay.
And we have set of personas like CFOs, compliance officers, all kind of procurement, these kind of guys who are like decision
Mm-hmm.
makers and influencers of replacing an application. We are
Okay.
competing with a software called Workiva. 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 So
Work it
we
out. Okay.
are planning to go after Workiva clients
Mm.
with a strategy
Okay.
that we found that Workiva is not so efficient as a product. So
Okay.
our product is just entering into the market, and
Mm.
we have very good reputation. But in the services industry, we are there for 18 years. But as a
Okay.
product, we are new to the market, and we are trying to do a kind of a product positioning in the US, and
Mm.
our clientele is only 2,400.
Okay.
You
Companies
got it
or
right. So,
or targets.
yeah, only 2,400 companies.
Okay.
And the personas that you need to go after is like two or three people, like
Within.
CFOs and all
Okay.
these. Yeah.
Okay.
So these kind of personas in the organization,
Mm.
right? We are very specific about, appointment fixing,
Mm-hmm.
and
In
we
what sense?
want you guys to set up appointment for us. um, so I mean, whatever the product knowledge or industry knowledge that you would require, we
Mm.
would be taking care of it. Like, I would be giving inputs, like, what kind
Okay.
of
Perfect. Mm.
knowledge that you want.
Mm.
So that's all about my requirement, and it's I mean, over to you, John. You can explain like what you've done in the past and
Of course.
what you're planning to do for us.
You are only looking for cold calling, right? Or are you open to other types of lead generation? Because we, as a lead generation agency, we provide all the types of services. Is it just cold calling, or I mean, we do cold email, we do LinkedIn, we do PPC. Um,
All right. See, basically, we are keen to have calling agency.
mm,
We do have an omni-channel platform that we have implemented here, where we, send out bulk emails and
okay.
LinkedIn campaigns. But technically, when you see this persona, John, like, these guys are CFOs. They are not so
Hmm.
active in LinkedIn.
No,
To get them on a call, emails work better,
that's
and that channel we already exploit heavily. You know very well,
okay.
our clientele is very small, so we
Yeah,
cannot
fair enough. You
keep
can try.
sending
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
email. So that's the problem that we have. But this calling is something that we are looking at. See, our offshore is here in India.
Okay,
We would want someone who is like, a native of US, who can
mm,
talk to those people, make
of
them
course.
convinced, right?
Hmm.
So I had this team. I do have India callers from
Okay.
India. I do have people, but the efficiency or the way of delivery, right, the speech that,
Mm,
if I call the customer, right, I can talk to them technically, I can convince them, I can bring them to the call. But
mm,
these callers, they are not so good in terms of convincing a customer, or
okay.
they will have an issue in bringing them to the call.
Mm,
So that's where we thought, okay, let us find out some overseas
okay.
agency who can help
Yeah.
us out.
No, I mean, I understand. And unfortunately, it is a reality that if you're not native English speakers, some people are put off a bit. And I mean, our callers, we have two cold callers in the house, and they're both native speaking English. So, I mean, you can rest assured there. And I mean, if
Yeah.
it is just cold calling that you're looking for, I mean, I could just basically walk you through it. It would be 2,500
Yeah.
pounds per month. So it's 2,500 per month. And I mean, even though we are a pay as you go service, so we don't really work with contracts. You're not tied to us by a contract. I mean, we want you to be with us because you want to be with us. But if you're going to run a campaign with us, we recommend that you run it for at least 3 months. And I say 3 months because
Hmm.
as you said, the first month would be a bit of a setting up month where we have to go over the scripts, and because every industry has its own jargon and its own terms, and it's very, very specific. So, I mean, we would be a bit of back and forth until we perfect the script. And then we'd start calling. And by the end of the first month, we hope to already give you some leads. But I mean, but the second month would then be a bit of an improvement and reflection month where we see how the response is. We would provide with some transcripts of the call so you can see how it's going. If you have any inputs that you would like us to, and we would also come up with the inputs to perfect the strategy and the calls, if that makes sense. And then the third month, we know everything that is going on and we can go full steam ahead. And then we'll have a clear, full understanding of how the situation is and how things work, if that makes sense. But
All right. So how the commercial works, like, you completely cover your calling cost and everything, platform, everything is yours, right? So you will cover all those costs.
yes, 100%.
Is
So
that right?
2,500, we have our database. We can, I mean, if you have a set people that you want to call, if you already have that information, you can give us, you can call them. If not, we also have databases that we can go after. And I mean, we can even do both. If you have some that, I mean, you've done your research. I'm sure that if those 2,000 somewhat
John,
companies are,
see, basically our database, right? So
mm,
these people are SEC listed,
okay,
right? So there is
it's
a
public
portal.
information. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a portal
Hmm.
where we have gone through left, right, center. We have picked all
Yeah, everything.
possible
Okay,
data
perfect.
that we
Okay,
can.
then perfect. Yeah.
We can give it to you. But what happened is, like, so for the past 3 months, I've been heading the inside sales activity back and forth.
Hmm.
We were able to reach only 10% of that crowd
Okay.
for various reasons, because I'm not sure whether my callers was not so efficient to reach out to them, or
Okay.
I'm not sure whether the database have some kind of gap or bottleneck.
Mm,
I'm not sure, but I can
okay.
give you a set of data. I can
Mm,
give you, like, the personas that we go after.
hmm.
But however, like, you guys should come up telling that, hey, Cynthia, like, these are the other people that you can reach out to, like
Okay,
procurement
perfect.
folks, or
Hmm.
right. So basically we are completely open.
Okay.
So for the first 3 months, it is going to be an evaluation phase, like, where you bring in, because see,
Hmm.
I've spoken to other companies also. I have to
Hmm.
be very open here.
Of course, of
They
course.
have, like, what I have done, I've given my requirement.
Hmm.
They have gone back, worked on our profile. They have got to know, like, some kind of background of our business, and what they can do, and how many number of leads that they can bring in. All these things is there in the SOW,
Okay.
which I've got. A couple of companies back in the US, they've given me some kind of plans.
Hmm.
But however, right, so I'm looking for a kind of a cost effective kind of service.
Of course.
I mean, though I know I have not finalized on it. We are
Mm.
still on the commercial discussion. But see, basically, our industry is niche. I,
Yeah, it's quite niche. Yeah.
I, yeah, I recommend you to go back, check our kind of, requirement. If you
Hmm.
want my requirement, to probably, like, I can again tell you, you can note it down, and you can get some kind of insights from me.
Mm.
If it's required, you can just chat me over
Of
WhatsApp.
course.
I can give you,
Hmm.
what are the required information that I can give from my side. So you can come up with a proposal. You can tell me, like, what best that you can do
Mm.
for us, and let's talk from there, because I need to arrange a call with my boss. He's
Of course.
CEO of the organization. He's
Hmm.
president and CEO. So once, like, he feels that you guys can do it better, I think we are good to go.
Perfect.
So can you please explain what is the process that you follow for, like, how many SDRs that you would provide for this 3,500 pounds, right? So
It's 2,000, by the way.
2,000, is it?
2,500.
2,500 pounds, is it?
Yes.
All right. So what is that you provide for this, like,
Mm.
is it resource based, or is it number of calls?
Okay, so
How does it work?
the way we would do this, I mean, as I said, like we'd have a detailed onboarding process where we would basically ask you. I mean, we would send you an onboarding form that is it's quite long, but it's for the sake of your campaign. That has a bunch of questions about who's your ICPs, who you want to target, basically everything about your campaign, so they can fully understand. And then from there, and once you understand, we have two, as I said, we have two cold callers in house. But if needed be, we can resort to more. And what we would do is we would aim to do up to 100 calls per day. And we say up to because, well, obviously, sometimes we won't meet those requirements because it's more meaningful to have, if we have 10, 15 calls that are 20, 30 minutes, and maybe we won't reach up to that. But it's always more beneficial to get those 20-minute calls than just 100 dials that don't get anywhere. But I mean, we'll aim to do 100 calls per day. And then, as I said,
Mm-hmm.
our cold calls are both native English, and we would basically just call and try to book appointments into to your calendar if it's what
All
you. But I
right.
mean, I can send you as you said, I can send you a proposal with everything, detailed breakdown of everything that is
Yeah.
included in there, and everything.
How
And
do you guys land since you're from UK? I'm a bit
mm,
curious to know like how you guys land as a UK number or as a US number.
we can do both. I mean, but we also work with a lot of companies in the US. You have a US office as well. I don't know if when you saw our website, we also have a US number, all of that. But yes, if you're working with US, we'll go US. If you're working with UK, I mean, yeah, we'll go Europe in general. We'll go UK, and you know,
Gotcha. So you're based out of which part of Europe?
we're in London, UK.
Oh, nice, nice. My
Mm,
brother stays in Scotland, so he
perfect. It's not too far.
lives there for longer. I mean, he works for Skytel, and
Okay,
he's there for about 15 years now. He's
15.
actually,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
so he got settled there with the
Scotland is
family.
nice. Scotland's nice. It's very
Yeah.
rural, very like countryside.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice.
He used to be with Lloyd's Bank,
Oh, okay.
in
That's a
the
big bank. Yeah.
UK. He was in Manchester. Then
Mm.
he got this opportunity, and he has
And I
moved
went
to
to
Scotland
Scotland.
now.
I mean, it's also nice. It's also nice, and it's close by.
Generally, people from Scotland they move to UK, but it
Yes, not
was
the other way
gone
around.
other way around.
I mean, it's also nice. It's also nice. They're both
Mm.
nice
But
countries.
he likes that country kind of.
Exactly. It's like
It's
green,
very
quiet.
pleasant.
Yeah. No,
True.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I wish
Um,
to visit sometime,
you should.
probably this year.
And hopefully, I mean, while you're in Europe, you can access all the Europe. So I mean, just travel around a bit if you have the opportunity. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is applicable for UK as well, is it? So if you make UK calling,
Mm.
you still charge the same
Yes.
£2,500,
Mm-hmm.
and you will provide one SDR who will be a sales development representative who will uh, be making 100 dials per day.
Mm.
And like out of this 100 dials, you ensure, say, like 5 to 10 calls a month. Is that possible?
To book into your calendar 5 to 10 calls a month.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, obviously. I mean, it'll. I mean, will obviously depend with the people that we can actually contact and reach out to. But I mean, yes. I mean, 5 to 10 seems realistic. Yes.
What are the other services that you provide, John? Just to understand your organization.
In terms of lead generation.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay, so we do.
Because
Yeah,
see,
no.
I'm heading US,
Mm-hmm.
and I have my colleagues who work for other regions as well. Hope you've gone through our website.
I did. I did. You
We
have South Africa. You have a lot of countries. Yeah, I saw that.
exactly.
Mm,
So it's basically initially like whatever the region that we handle,
mm.
US comes under my region. So if I'm comfortable, I'll recommend the same to my peers. So
Okay,
they will also
sounds
be
good.
interested to look into. This is the
Mm-hmm.
first time like I'm personally like I started talking to my management and
Okay.
I introduced this model.
Mm.
But if it works for us, probably we can expand the same
And
service
with all
across
the
our
countries,
organization.
obviously, sounds good. I mean,
So that's the idea.
in terms of lead generation, as I said, we do cold calling, we do cold email, we do LinkedIn. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason why we like to do those three is that because, I mean, let's say that we'll start with LinkedIn, we establish a good connection. And I mean, we would then start calling we start messaging. Once we start getting positive feedback, we would then probably so we'll probably extend the communication through email, saying, okay, good to hear from you. We'll also send you an email with the proposal, all the prices, everything about the product. And then once we have a positive response, we then close the circle by giving them a call and say, hey, I can see here that Cynthia has a meeting available for next Monday. Would you be interested? And basically book it into your calendar. And by doing the three, that we like to do the three because then we would make sure that the clients are as warm, as relevant, and as ready to engage as possible. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want our leads to be as qualified and relevant as possible. So that's why we like to use the three. The three. But I mean, we also work with independent, or we can do.
So how does this cold calling works? Like you do make a call, and if the client says yes, would you be sending an email, or would you be contacting us for sending an email?
That's something that if you choose just a cold calling, we would give the lead on to you, and then you can reach out. If you choose the omni channel, then we can then after the call we can follow up with an email, and then once we start speaking, we can then even further connect to LinkedIn or something, just like basically follow up.
How
And
does the costing work for that omni-channel communication?
so
All these
basically,
things.
the
How?
way we work
Yeah.
is that it's 2,500 for one, 3,500 for two, and then 4,500 for the three of them.
4,500
for
for
all of them.
omni-channel, right?
Yes.
But the point is, John, like, since we have seen the behavior of the clients, right? So they
Mm.
are not so active in
On LinkedIn.
like, LinkedIn,
Mm.
because these guys are like, these guys are cults. So even
Mm.
if they have to, like, manage the LinkedIn, it's not them who's
Yeah.
managing the LinkedIn. It could be their
Mm-hmm.
PAs, or could be their
Mm.
executive assistants, like,
Mm-hmm.
manage the
Obviously.
LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
I don't see kind of conversion there, because it's been a while that I worked with him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
But
calls is something we tried. We landed up with few prospects, but we were
mm-hmm.
unable to convert them because of
Okay.
the
Language or
native,
the yeah.
yeah, the speakers are not there.
Mm-hmm.
People are from India.
Mm-hmm.
They have that neutral slang types
Okay.
of language,
Mm-hmm.
very similar to me.
Mm. Ah, no, I mean, but your English is very good. I might say I have a lot of calls with India. I just had a call with also an Indian gentleman, and his English was a lot more broken than yours. Like your English is actually very, very good.
So, I mean, my team is much better. They speak like me, more than me, in fact, but we were
Okay.
unable to
To close.
convert
Well.
people. So that's a problem actually right now. So
Mm.
if we could, if you guys could give a good solution for it, I think that is what we are actually looking at. Um,
We usually don't do this, but we've done it in the past. Is that we can book appointments into your calls and then have the calls with you as well. So be present on the closing calls. We would just basically
yeah,
have
yeah, very much. I will
have-
be with you. So basically, if you allocate a team for me, this is
mm,
how it'll work. I'll be with you. If you set up a call and if you create a kind of interest, because this industry is a closed industry, John. Like,
mm-hmm.
when you talk about a product, they will know
Yeah,
that, they,
obviously.
if they need the product or not.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll say like, okay, hey, we can see a product demo, or we can see what kind of services that you guys offer.
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, I can jump into a call and I can give you a presentation of a product or the services that
Okay,
we
perfect.
offer.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah, so
say.
that can be done.
Okay, we'd
Not
probably
an
just
issue
have a
at all.
meeting before, just so we can go over the product and the pitch and everything, so that when we jump on the call, then we're ready to present on your
Yeah.
behalf.
I'll make you industry ready to answer the clients, or the initial level questions or objections, or any kind of objection handling that
Mm,
you need
of
to do.
course. Mm,
I can definitely help you in the initial
perfect.
month.
Perfect. Yeah,
Then
that's
you
perfect.
guys can get into an autopilot mode.
Yeah, we can even like even our cold callers have done this in the past. Like they have these meetings, they get familiar with the product, and then they jump on the calls with the people.
Yeah.
I mean, our cold callers have had all of our training, have multiple hours training, and then they're ready for this.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that's what I'm getting at. But I
All right.
mean, you said that I mean LinkedIn. You said that it's proven not to work so well in the past, but that's exactly why we like to chase and attack the three channels, because then after these first 2 months, let's say, then we know which channel is and what's the strategy that works best, and then we can double down on that and then make it work as best as you can in that sense.
I agree with you, but like, I have certain requests from my
Obviously, yeah.
management, and we are in a process of evaluating very same thing that we are also doing
Mm,
on an organizational level. So it is not just for US, but globally we are trying to activate omni-channel communication and
okay.
see how the responses are.
100%.
So that
Mm,
is actually going on a central level,
okay.
but we're looking for an agency who can
Mm,
help us in terms of reaching out to the client over call, setting up
okay.
calls. So
Okay.
we are very straightforward in terms of having a calling agency only as of
Okay.
now,
Just
but
calling.
definitely we will look into this
No,
opportunities in the
perfect. I mean,
future.
sounds good. We can work with them either independently or independently. So, I mean, if you choose to go with them separately, we can just do the cold calling and
So
um,
how many leads do you have, any lead commitments, like number of leads that you commit every month, or how does it work?
so I mean that is the question that I'm asked every single time, and that I wish I had the answer to every single time. But I mean, I mean, I can see that you're quite educated in this matter, and I know that I'm sure that you know that each campaign is its own campaign. I can run a campaign for Coca-Cola and a campaign for Pepsi, and they'll both, even though they're very similar, the campaigns can be very different. But I mean, it's something that we'll need to further discuss your product, the implications of your campaign, and then we can start figuring out. But I mean, we aim for the first month won't be a good month, because I said it's more of a setting a month than the calling month. But I mean, we aim to give you
That's
at least
agree.
one to two leads in the first month already, and then we'll slowly start
Mm.
building. And then by the third one, we can make sure that we know everything that's going on, and we know exactly how many leads we can give you per month, and we have full steam. But I mean, second month we'll aim to give you somewhere between probably like 5, 6, 7, 8, and then from the third month is always, I mean, scaling up and going as high as we can. because at the end of the day, that's
Got
exactly
you.
what we want to give you as many leads as we can.
Got you. Because see, basically our business is regulatory calendar based. So
It's what? Sorry.
we it's a calendar
Ah,
based.
yes,
So
yes, yes,
how
yes.
our the product sale happens is there is a movement analysis that our internal team does. So
Mm,
basically that has been analyzed based on the procurement of a software that is all public. If
okay.
a company is procuring an application, so they have to put it on the public because it's all public listed companies.
Mm,
So based on that procurement, based on the kind of like contract, we know like how many years of contract
okay.
each product companies will sign up with the clients.
Mm,
So based on that we will analyze the movement.
okay.
Say for instance our competitor company's agreement is getting over in the next 6 months, we will try to target those clients by giving a demo of our product, and that's how the closures will happen. Even the call will
Okay.
happen, right?
Mm,
So these guys are like highly busy people, they will
yeah.
generally don't get into a call
And
at all.
cost.
So
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah,
challenge.
I got you, John. If you
Mm,
could send me the proposal, right,
of
I can
course.
share it with my management, and let me see. I'll take it forward from there, and I would, want to have another call
Mm.
with my CEO. So whenever he is available, probably like we can jump into a call.
In a week. Okay, perfect. I mean, I also, I
Yeah.
mean, I hope you don't mind, but these calls are also recorded automatically. It's not that we're going to do anything with it or show it to anyone. We'll just, if you want, I can include it in the email so that you can show your boss, you can show anyone, or if you have any questions and you want to look back, you can also have that option with you.
This recording, is it the
Mm?
call recorded call? Do you say that you're going to attach this recorded call in the email?
Yes, if you'd like to. I can also just
Oh
delete
yeah,
it, or I can attach it.
I
Yep.
don't mind. I don't mind. You can share it.
Mm.
Also, like send me the proposal.
Of
Let me
course.
have a look at it.
Hmm.
And I need to know, like how you guys, make a cold call. And see,
Mm.
basically, what all the challenges that we have right now is I have a 5-member team, calling team.
A five number.
Um, yes,
Okay.
and we do have an automated calling system
Mm. Okay. Dialer.
that will automatically pick up the what do you say, the nearest state numbers. So the
Mm.
random pickup will happen, and
Okay.
we do have a parallel dialer
Mm.
which
Power
makes
dialer.
number of calls,
Yes.
and it ensures that we make about 300-400 calls every day.
Hmm.
So the agent, they just log in, so they will just log in with the number of calls.
And then
They
they'll
just
just
have
go
to,
through those. Yes. We work in a similar fashion. Yes.
yeah, so it's like that.
Mm.
So you see, basically we ended up with 10 percentage of reach outs, not the
Okay.
conversion.
Okay.
But the conversion is the problem from
Yeah.
our side.
Okay. Yeah, but that's where hopefully we'll step in as native English and people. They are once we get the
Yeah,
feedback from you and all the information, then we'll be able
sure.
to help you with that as well.
Sure. So please send me that
Mm.
proposal. Let me have a look, and I'll share it with my management, and I'll get back to you.
Perfect. Sounds good. I mean,
Yeah.
you said that when, just out of curiosity, I mean, you're obviously going to chat with your CEO and all of that, but when would you be ready or interested in starting? Is it something that you'll start in next week, 2 weeks, or just so I can chat with the
We
team
would
and make
start
sure that
from March, mid of
March?
March.
Okay.
So
About
that's
two
a
weeks,
plan.
two, three
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds perfect. I was just asking because then I'll chat with the team, make sure that everything's ready. But for that,
Sure.
once you start, everything's ready to start from the get go.
Sure. So one last question, John.
Yeah.
Like, are we open to select our callers, or you will assign the caller?
We would probably, yeah, we would assign a caller. We have two of them, and
So
we'll just, yeah, we work with.
so you will assign two callers for us.
Mm,
Is that right?
yep.
So they will be making 100 calls. Both
Mm-hmm.
of them put together, they
Mm.
will make 100 or 100 plus 100.
It would be put together probably to 100. I mean, if we see that, I mean, obviously, if we see that we have 100 dials and nothing comes out of it, then we keep calling. And obviously, but I mean, ideally that won't happen. We would reach the targets and we get people and we'd have meaningful conversations.
All right. So it's going to be two callers to
Mm,
start with.
yeah,
And if we can increase, it'll be like the billing will be increased by that, right? So
probably.
you
But I
said
mean,
like it
yeah,
will.
that's we like to start slow. I mean, we're obviously not going to charge you everything, but I mean, we start slow. We start seeing the results. Once you're happy, we can work on building it from there. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Please share me the proposal. I'll
Mm,
have a look. I'll share it, and then I'll get back to you.
perfect.
We'll stay connected in WhatsApp for sure.
Perfect. Sounds good. Sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much for your
Thanks.
time,
Have a
and
nice
I'll
day.
I'll send you the email and the recording of the call within the next
Sure.
15 minutes
Sounds
even.
good.
Perfect.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.